welcome back to the Q&A series, guys. Today we got Artificers. Let's go ahead and start it off with MC11 Mix 7's questions. Alright, so the first question Mix 7 asks is, did my previous massive set of questions break the last Q&A video? To be honest, I think it was the sheer quantity of how many people were commenting. You know, kind of. Yeah, I don't have like the best computer in the world or anything, so yeah, when I record for crazy long amounts of time, sometimes stuff like that can happen, but a lot of the times I'll just edit around it. What do you think of the boss fight at the ending for the Artificer campaign? I thought it was interesting. A lot of you guys said he bugged out. I don't know if like my game was just bugged or whatever, but it didn't seem like he was fighting me back. Like even the first time I went into the room and went to fight him, I could have killed him. I could have killed him really easily, but I chose not to. I think I'll probably watch something like that later down the line, or maybe I could get my Discord to show me like a video of one of them fighting it. I think that would be pretty cool. What do you think is the other ending to Artificer? What was the funniest moment fighting the demons? When were the scavengers getting on your nerves the most? What was the most disrespectful thing you unleashed upon the scavengers? I'm pretty sure it's just like going to the little temple place that Survivor went to and then, you know, ascending. I feel like it was gonna probably be something sweet like Artificer reuniting with her kids or something like that. I think the funniest moments fighting the demons were definitely when I had the sound effects on, because I honestly could not contain my laughter whenever we had all of those sound effects on. I was inside there messing around. I don't know. It was just absolutely hilarious to me. We're talking about getting on my nerves. Something's off screen, like something can hit me from off screen, like that kind of got on my nerves a lot. But then there was like the sheer quantity of them as well. I would say the most disrespectful thing that I started doing to the scavengers was, I think it was around when we started using the, oh shoot, one of them threw the bomb. You know, I saw them spawn with that, but they never threw them until now. I've begun to really analyze my footage. Like I go back and see how something killed me and then not give them any of the advantages that, you know, they could have just simply because they were just better enemies. I think around like a couple more episodes, I kind of just got tired of like having to focus that hard. So I just kind of stopped like trying this hard. Why is it that the chieftain scavenger we see in Artificer campaign is the only chieftain we see? What do you think the scavenger hierarchy looks like? Will you ever see scavengers the same way again? How I think their hierarchy is probably literally a bunch of apes with pearls. Whoever has the most pearls is probably literally inside a higher position just because they have the most pearls, and more than likely it's because they've been a scavenger for longer. Probably scavenger and then elite scavenger and then chieftain. I haven't seen any other ones, but I don't know, maybe we'll see new ones later down the line. I kind of began to lose respect for them like when I saw like how outrageous some of the shots and stuff they can hit, like when they're just given the surprise factor. Oh, probably not. What do you think about Metropolis now that you've had more time to explore it? What do you think living in Metropolis when the city was still functioning was like? What would the rent prices be for an apartment in Metropolis? I think in terms of a region, like it was okay looking. Well, I don't know, it didn't kind of stand out as much as I thought it would, but it was definitely a really cool region to explore. A lot of it was kind of like soiled by the fact that, oh, I have to watch out because next panel there could be an enemy, so I didn't really have too much time to just sit and enjoy the atmosphere as much as I wanted to. But it looked really cool for what I did see. Metropolis was still functioning. I'm not sure how it would have been like getting ads for stuff and then getting it and then showing it off, and then probably a lot of sacred dances and stuff like that, because for some reason a religion is huge in in Rain World, but I guess that makes sense, you know. Talking about rent prices was probably through the roof. Do you think Looks to the Moon also has a city of her own Which DLC region is still your favorite? Which DLC region is your least favorite? Yeah, she had to have her own city. We talked about how she played an alarm or something. We went to go see where she was. So that was probably like an evacuation alarm. I'm glad you said still my favorite, because Sunken Pier and Outer Expanse are still two of my favorite ones. And then I guess Five Pebbles right behind it. Least favorite DLC region or least favorite in general? Probably Shaded Citadel, and it's still because of the dark. Have you been practicing your hunter runs? What do you think about the challenges? Are you ready to play Artificer's challenge? What do you imagine Artificer's challenges to be like? Did you realize that the story advancement for completing Artificer's campaign is one of the most players got in comparison to the 4 other DLC slug cats? I have not been practicing my hunter runs because, like I said, I haven't really had as much time to do too much lately, unfortunately. In terms of the challenges, I think they were pretty cool. I don't know, they kind of give you something else to just mess around with. Am I ready to play Artificer's challenges? I guess so. I mean, I don't really know what to expect. I know it's going to be interesting simply because I have all of this movement tech as Artificer. No, I did not realize the achievement thing, but I did realize that a lot of people like Artificer a lot. That was the last question from MC11 Makes 7 for now, because I still have my community tab. This one's from Simas Turbo, or is it Simas Turbo? Once again, guys, I'm sorry if I butcher your names. What are your theories as to why and how the King Scavenger has an ID citizen? You were not able to meet Moon in Artificer's campaign. However, you hear Moon's structure siren blaring when it rains. What do you think is happening or has happened? Probably the same as with Artificers. So it just attached to him after, I guess, I don't know, he passed out or something. At least I think that's how Artificer got hers. I'm not sure. Looks to the Moon's entire situation, I'm pretty sure what happened is probably her facility was failing to some degree. There was all of that debris when we went to go and see her, and the place looked entirely dark. I'm thinking that I was probably close to right on the money when I said that she literally detached and fell off of like where her area was. That siren was probably to warn her people to get out of the city because everything was coming down. What are your expectations for the next slug cat? What did you expect for Artificer's campaign when you started? What do you think of Metropolis? Well, I've kind of already answered what I think of Metropolis. The next slug cat is... who's the next one? Spearmaster, right? I think Spearmaster is gonna be really cool. For some reason, I just really like the way Spearmaster looks. But in terms of story, what do I think is going to be happening? I have no clue. To be honest with you, Artificer's campaign kind of caught me like completely off guard. Artificer actually almost extincted the scavenger race completely in Hunter's campaign. There are only a few elite scavs left. In Survivor's campaign, they are completely gone. This is more of a fun fact than a question. Speaking of questions, I've ran out of those. I just want to say thank you for the funny videos. Thank you for having such a nice community. Thank you for being a part of such a nice community. You guys have been, for the most part, really nice and really understanding of each other, and that is all I ask, because that's what a lot of YouTube did for me. All of this is just for enjoyment, guys. You must realize that. Oh, this is my old combat stage. Chronic Cryonic Taco. You know, I've never participated in these Q&As because I always miss a chance, so I'll give a few. Well, you're in this one. This campaign has trained a trigger finger towards scavengers in me, even in other campaigns. Do you think that would be a problem for you for a while with you? Yes, I do think so, because I tended to create scenarios in my head in which I would have the advantage against a scavenger every single time one appears on screen. So that is going to be happening inside of other campaigns as well. I'm already knowing. The mark of communication gained by Pebbles is a little unclear. Do you think the slug cats can actually understand iterators and echoes, or do you think they just happen to stumble their way into the right place when instructed to do things? There was a comment that said something like it's only for iterators to be able to speak to whoever they give the mark of communication to. I think that whoever gets the mark of communication can understand the iterators, but whether or not they chose to do it was a different thing entirely. If you could have one creature in this game as a pet, which would it be? One as a pet? Mix7 brought up the idea of a slug cat literally being the size of a human, so this creature would probably be huge. But see, the thing is, I wouldn't want the government all down my back about me having like, oh, a giant gator that can spit it can spit saliva long distances and, you know, jump super crazy high in the air, or a monkey thing that likes to wear masks and carries several spears and can carry several spears on his back for some reason. I think I'd probably have the slug cat. Apparently they're smart enough to know to, you know, do a lot of things. Then maybe I could win some money or something from discovering a new species or something like that. That would be pretty nice. Is Stratford the Sluggo? What do you think of the tragedy of this slug cat? Think about it. The chieftain scavenger was absolutely in no way responsible for the death of Artificer's pups, and the Metropolis scavs never even knew about Artificer in any way. The whole story thing with Artificer's pups was very sad. I feel like if there was at least a margin of communication between the two, whether it was small, because at the end of the day, a pearl is just an item, bro. But the thing is, you attacked a mother's child, so, you know, there was probably gonna be bloodshed regardless. I've already kind of answered the other two. What are your thoughts and opinions on elite scavengers? In general, what do you think of your experience with Ari's campaign? What are your thoughts on 5 Pebbles now that you've gotten some pearls to him? I don't know if I directly talked about like my feelings and stuff on the elite scavengers yet. A lot of their kills felt like, well, it didn't feel like a gratified death in my opinion. A lot of them felt kind of cheap, and I feel like that kind of sullied my experience with elite scavengers. It didn't feel like I got killed by this enemy because, oh, I was doing something wrong, or oh, I messed up with this, or I didn't look out for this. It felt like, oh, this enemy literally just has more abilities than me, so it killed me. But I guess in terms of design and colors and stuff, they're kind of cool. My thoughts on 5 Pebbles is pretty much the same. He strikes me as a thinker for the most part. That's it. I would say 5 Pebbles is a condescending jerk who's a heavy thinker. To be honest, I don't really remember any other like deep delves into anything else related to like just personality and relationship from 5 Pebbles. It was mostly just his thoughts on situations. He's a very interesting character. Gonna do Spearmaster next? Yes, but we have to take a pit stop because I haven't beat Hunter yet. This one is from Mode. Said they always wanted to ask this. What do you think about the fact that your non-Rain World videos collect a lot less views? I think it's understandable because I do upload a lot. Well, I did upload a lot of different games and stuff like that. Like back when my channel was kind of evolving and starting to grow, was I took a different approach and started to upload one particular game over and over again. I knew that was like something that I could do for a while, but the main reason why I started doing it is because someone recommended me this game and I knew that they would enjoy it, so I started to play it more and more. And then once I saw all the support and stuff, it kind of makes me like, I guess, a lot less motivated to upload other stuff. I know there's a lot of instances where I could play a game and have a lot of fun and stuff when I record it, but I feel less motivated to post it simply because it is not Rain World. So I know there will probably be less people enjoying it, you know. But I've kind of come to terms with it, you know. It is what it is, you know. People will like what they like. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about Artificer's campaign? I'll do another quick one. Favorite thing is the movement. Movement was incredible, and the ability to parry was incredible, even though I didn't really use it as a parry, more or less like just another way to get the edge on the enemy. Least favorite thing is sheer quantity of the spawn rate that the scavengers can have. Do you plan to read the other colored pearls? I kind of want to go back and get like all the colored pearls and stuff. I'm not sure like the best way to go about doing that. I want to, but I'm not sure. Which DLC campaign do you like the most? Chunk or Artificer? Definitely Chunk. Chunk is still my favorite of all of the the slugs. Which tame lizard was the goodest boy or girl? Sprint. This one was from Sith Nord. Darth Pathrobe. Love the username, by the way. How'd you beat the King Scavenger so easily when it took me 15 tries? I don't know. He didn't want to fight me for whatever reason. Will you ever reinstall the metal pipe mod? I love the metal pipe mod. I think I probably will reinstall the metal pipe mod. It's probably going to be like a surprise thing. It's going to be like, oh, surprise, I have metal pipe on. Or I might just edit in some metal pipe noises, because honestly, I was just having a good time laughing when that mod was on. I wasn't really taking anything seriously. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis Wise? No, I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Favorite part of the playthrough? What was my favorite region for Artificer? Playing around with mods, and I had been doing a lot of practicing, and inside of that episode you will realize that I was performing rather well. That was gratifying to me because I was performing well after I had practiced, so I knew that I could definitely become better. My favorite region, I guess I would say, is Metropolis for Artificer. If we're talking about in terms of like which one I just had fun, I guess, going around in, for some reason none of the regions like super stood out. I think Garbage Waste probably was my favorite. At the beginning it didn't feel like I was taking anything innately serious, so it felt like I was just having fun. Plus with the boost ability, there was so much open air for me to just mess around with. I'm sorry if you have a username, but for some reason your username is showing up as just O. Well, it not like just O, it's just the letter O. But they asked, what was your favorite region, creature, and weapon? Which slugcat are you most excited for? What was your favorite slugcat so far? Favorite slugcat is definitely Chonk, so Gourmand. Which slugcat am I most excited for of the ones that I have not played? Probably Spearmaster, just because he looks cool. Favorite region, creature, and weapon? My favorite weapon is definitely the nuke bomb thing. Favorite creature, probably still the Saiyans. I really like the noises and stuff and their colors, but I have a huge new appreciation for reds now. This one's from Squirtage. They asked, will you ever look at Prince the Same again? No, because their little dances and stuff, they just made me like them a lot more. Questions from Mix7. They asked, do you think you will ever provide moderators any resources for stopping spoilers? Because the last 3 slugcats are very heavy on story. Which one we play next? What do you predict the next slugcats will be about? I don't have any moderators. You guys must understand, I do all of this for fun. I wouldn't even know the first thing about moderating somebody. I probably should, you know. I'm a new tuber. I'm a noob tuber. I literally just like to upload videos and mess around up here. I think Spearmaster's next. What do I predict the next 3 will be about? I'm not sure. Got his name? Is it Saints? I heard his is going to be interesting. I feel like one of them is going to be about, well, no, because that's kind of Hunter's job, I think. I'm not sure. Really. Would you be alright if a bunch of your fans and I give you hints on Easter eggs you can find once you beat the final campaign? Yeah, definitely. And that's all for now. Can't wait to see the video. These ones are from Elastic. Are you going to play the Lord Trinity next? What is that? There's still more campaigns to replay Survivor. Oh, okay, so go back and finish their stories. Would you guys want me to go back and do the other endings and stuff for the other guys next? I would be okay with that, but only if you guys want that. And then there's also Hunter. Not much lore left, just a challenge. You're already more skilled than the average Frame World enjoyer, so it's time for a test. Yeah, I think it is time for me to go back and give Hunter another try. When we went back to the other slugs, it felt incredibly natural, so I think it's really time for me to give Hunter another test. Artificer's other ending, I have an idea for that, but I don't know if I want to share it now or if I want to reveal it in some post or something. I don't know. Ada the Watcher, do you give your soul to explosive mommy? No. I do not, because I need my soul. Did you enjoy fighting scavs? What do you think of Metropolis? Do you think Artificer is justified in her bandage? And why is Artificer so cute? Did I enjoy fighting the scavs?
Nice.
Do I think Artificer is justified in her vengeance? Definitely. To me, when you take a life, especially a child, from a mother, you give no way to kind of allow said child a chance to reconcile or make up for what they did. And why is Artificer so cute? I don't know. What's that, Jamaican exile? They ask, what are you going to do when you finish all the slug cats and replay them, if you will? I'm not sure. It's from Nikunaku. They ask, which of the remaining slug cats are you most excited or look the most interesting to play next? Definitely Spearmaster. I said this before, but Spearmaster just looks really cool. Duskless says, it looks like after all that you have indeed improved a lot, didn't you? Yeah, I would say so. Well, you guys understand now that like I get incredibly stubborn about stuff, and if something happens, I'm quick to blame it on my performance. Then a lot of you guys pointed out that, oh, like what were you even supposed to do inside that scenario? I see that like a lot. Some of you guys will talk about how like some of the abilities of the enemies like literally just put me at a disadvantage, and some of the fights like literally just require luck. But that made me feel like a lot better about what I was doing. So yeah, thank you guys for that. It's your boy Skinny ass. Are you going to go for arena unlocks after beating every slug cat? See, I still don't know yet. I'm not sure what I want to do in terms of that. Leaf Clovers says, how do you feel about the new map? You didn't get the female red gator, and when you play the next slug cat, what is one thing you would want to see from its playthrough? I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I like wanted to, because a lot of what I was doing was just trying to either avoid combat or put myself in a advantage like combat situation. In terms of size and I guess sheer scenery, I liked what I was seeing. I didn't get the red gator because a lot of you guys told me that Garbage Waste is kind of crazy, and then also I didn't want to feel like I was drawing out the story a whole time. I know like it's easy to get super bored with something like if it's just being drawn out, and I didn't want to draw things out for you guys. But the next one that I plan to play through its entirety is Hunter, so I would like to see me succeed in completing Hunter. But nah, Spearmaster, I would like to see some type of crazy ability with the spear. I would love to see something like that. All right guys, we got another one here from Ecoverm. They asked, when you saw people in the comments referring to Artificer as she, did you expect something was up? Kind of, but I didn't really take like too much of a notice. For the most part, what it seems like to me is most of the slugs like kind of show more traits like a female animal. You know, you can have pups and then you get the path of the mother and stuff like that. But I'm not really sure what I was thinking. Do you ever think you'll do expeditions with your viewers via Jolly Co-op? I have no clue. I want to do some co-op stuff with the viewers. I don't know like the first thing I would do in order to set something like that up, and I definitely want to try and make it fair too. I don't really want anybody to feel too left out. We have one last question here from True Wolves. They ask, if you could change any one thing about each slug you played, what would it be? Well, first of all, I'm definitely taking away Chonk's exhaustion. It makes sense, but you know, I don't want it to be a handicap in my ability to do stuff. As a matter of fact, why don't we just take tiredness from everything? Unless you know they're just starving, everybody else will stay the same for the most part. Oh no, I think I would make Monk a little bit faster or something, because he doesn't do as much damage, so I would boost his speed a tiny bit more. Oh wait, and that's the last question. What? I could have sworn there was more than that. But I guess that is going to do it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys inside the next playthrough, I guess. Peace out, guys.